Lester Holt, welcome back to the show.
Oh, it's been a while.
It's been a while. You're looking sharp as always. Thank you so much. You're wearing your NBC ID.
Oh.
That is so funny.
Yes, I am.
Oh, my God.
You can't get indoors around here.
I know, but you're Lester Holt. You're the face of NBC. You're allowed. Anyway.
You know who I think I am?
Yeah. I always am scared to bother you if I see you in the hallway or the elevator, even though you're the nicest guy, but I know you have things to do. This is very important, what you do for a living, and tomorrow is the biggest night.
It's going to be, we're going to really transition from, we've been reporting the story now for the last couple of years, and now we're, for at least a period, tomorrow we'll be spectators, essentially, waiting for the information to come in and then be able to, report it out. But
I got to see you in Paris a little bit on television over the summer during the Olympics. Here's a picture of you with, you were at the volleyball game with Snoop Dogg.
Snoop.
Yeah, and... You went to a couple of things with Snoop.
Snoop was amazing. He was like the mayor of Paris. I mean,
really.
Suddenly you would see a crowd, and it's got to be Snoop. And sure enough, people would be following him around. We went to that shot was taken at men's, or I think at beach volleyball.
Yes.
But then we also went to judo, and he studied up on these sports, obscure sports. I don't know anything about judo. We're sitting down front. They gave him celebrity seating, and he's giving me a play-by-play, like, okay, he's going to do this now. Oh, no, man, no.
Really?
Yeah.
He really put the work in.
He was all into it, yeah.
Yeah, I want to congratulate you. You have been at NBC Nightly News. Next year will mark 10 years for you.
Wow.
And that's a big accomplishment. That's great.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
25 years since you joined NBC News.
Well, you've done your homework.
I know. I've grown up a little bit since the old days. We used to hang at late night, yeah. You're one of the best to ever do it. In fact, you just did a commencement speech last year at Villanova, and they called you the Tom Brady of journalism.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not bad. Also, Hollywood Reporter poll voted America's most trusted nightly news anchor, Lester Holt. That's what I'm talking about.
That's a nice honor. I'm not going to lie, it puts a little pressure on you, though.
A little pressure, yeah.
Pressure. I mean, when you get your change, you make sure you're giving the right amount back, and
yeah, exactly. Because you're your most trusted man.
Most trusted. You don't want to be the guy that walked off with a pen.
I want to congratulate you also on just making it up to this point, because I feel like if I was Lester Holt, I wouldn't leave the house. I live in a cave.
Really?
Yes, because everyone has their phones out, and they probably want to trick you into saying, like, who's going to win, or do you know anything? Or
yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's trick, but people do think that you know a lot when you have this job, especially at times like this. They want to know what I know about the election. Who's going to win? What time will we call the election? And sometimes you have to make sure, that you can't be as candid as you often want to be, because your radar's up just a little bit. But most people, it's a genuine conversation that we're all on some level engaged in right now.
But don't people feel like they know more than you do? And they go, well, I'll tell you what, blah, blah, blah. Here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. And you're like, I'm Lester Holt. I know probably more than you know, man.
No, we get that sometimes. But again,
You've done a great job, and you've kept it classy, and I love it, and gave kind of an unbiased opinion, and really that's who we want to get our news from. I appreciate that.
Well, thanks. I think, I think the audience deserves our respect, and I think that, people look for authenticity where they can find it, and, we as an organization, as a group at Nightly News, really try to, raise the bar every night for ourselves and deliver.
Yeah, this whole election, I probably one of the craziest ones in American history.
It's been different.
That's what I'm talking about. That's so well done. That's exactly how you would. It's been different. There you go.
That was the guarded part of it.
Yes.
You just saw it right there.
Exactly.
It's been different. So sometimes I'll give away that kind of quote, like, wow, yeah, it's been exciting.
Yeah. I mean, and then how about these polls, when you see all these polls, and every day we're making jokes about the polls, and I go, what do they mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, the polls are very useful in terms of us understanding where the story is going, what issues are animating people or driving people to the polls, what they think on a particular topic. In terms of picking a winner or loser, I don't count on them for that, so I'm not disappointed.
Yeah.
As I said, it's something to help us prepare for the coverage. But
you'll see.
Will people be talking as much if the polls are right on the numbers? In this case, they're 49-49. So
that's wild.
Isn't it crazy?
So it's going to be dramatic.
Yeah, it will be dramatic. Could run late into the night. I mean, there's some states I would watch early. Georgia, the polls close there at 7 Eastern. That's a battleground state, so that might give some indication, where things are going. North Carolina will be at 7:30 Eastern time. Once again. could be a pivotal state. So we're going to be looking for those early clues in our coverage, trying to figure out which way the winds are pointing.
And then you also do the electoral, the 270 count.
Yeah, it's all about the road to 270, and each of them will start the night with several paths to get there. You know, certain states they need to knock off. But that's going to drive a lot of the drama of the night. Some of those key battlegrounds that will keep us up late into the night, I suspect. Perhaps, I'll just give you a clue. I've packed for 2 nights in the hotel.
Okay.
So
there you go. That's good. That's great. Hey.
For whatever it's worth.
Yeah, and there's a poll that says there's a 70% chance you'll stay both of those nights, and there's a third.
Or I could be sitting here Thursday wearing the same clothes.
Yeah. Before you go, I heard there's something specific that you use to get through these long broadcasts.
Yeah, I mean, when I do long broadcasts or long breaking news coverage, you get hungry out there and you can't sit there with a full sandwich. And this was a tradition my producer, Kim Cornett, and I had established. She would feed me candy.
Yeah.
And it's not just any candy, but Swedish fish.
The best. One of the best candies.
I would sit there and throw to a correspondent someplace and grab a handful. It's got to be fresh, of course.
Oh, yeah. I know the stale ones that make you work a little hard.
I'm a little more health conscious now, so I don't do that. But I do make excuses. I say, well, it's seafood. It is, It is
yeah, it is fish, yeah.
It is fish.
I think you're allowed to splurge a little bit.
Man.
We just got you some Swedish fish for you and the crew.
That's what I'm talking about.
You do the best job. Thank you so much for taking the time and doing our show. We love you over here.
Me, man. I love being neighbors with you here in the building.
You're the best, buddy. Thank you so much. Make sure you got your ID with you. Lester Holt. You can see him during NBC's election night coverage starting tomorrow at 7 p.m. We'll be right back with stand-up from Maddie Weiner. Stick around, everybody.